Michaella's joining us now alongside SAS star himself, Jason Fox. Good to have you both with us.
Thank you for having us.
So, Michaella, you've served your time, you're getting on with the rest of your life, you've got a couple of kids. What made you want to come back into and do something like this?
I mean, reality-type TV series, I've never really been interested in doing anything like that. But I think SAS, there's no other show like that. So I thought it would be a really good way to test myself and try and push myself and do something completely different.
Yeah, no, totally get that.
So it was the one show I was like, do you know what? I feel like I've been pushed to my limit through other experiences. Why not try this?
Yeah.
Never in my life am I going to face these type of challenges, so...
Sure.
There's obviously be a perception of you, a public perception, and people probably put you in a box and think of you a certain type of way. Was there an element of doing this show thinking you'd be able to change that perception?
I mean, I feel like there's going to be people that will always have their opinion, there'll be people that will always judge me of that, but I'm not just that. So I guess it might change the conception of people, but at the end of the day, I did that show for me. I wanted to improve myself and push myself. It wasn't, I'm doing this because I want people to like me, no. So, I mean, we'll see with time.
I think more, when I found out you were doing it, I thought, well, why would she... I mean, look, it's the one show, I'm the same, it's the one show I sort of just wouldn't mind doing if I had a better back, all right? but the one thing I thought was, you've sort of, you've served your time, you're out the other side, you've got a life, and you can live your life in probably, I imagine, quite a lot of anonymity. You can just do your own thing, right?
Yeah.
So to go back into something where you are in the public eye means that you're going to open up a level of scrutiny and opinion. Did that come into your head at all?
Not really, because I know that's always going to exist, and any kind of decisions and things I make, there's always that kind of scrutiny. So I thought, whether I do the show or I don't show, there'll always be some kind of talk about that, so...
Yeah, it didn't bother you, OK.
You were 19 when you were convicted of the crime of drug smuggling. Did you have any idea the gratitude of what you'd done, the size of it, and how that would implement your later life?
No, of course not. At 19, I was partying a lot. I was getting myself into situations and making friends with people that weren't good for me. I wasn't able to plan ahead. I just thought I was having fun. I trusted these people. It just kind of snowballed, and I found myself in a situation that I couldn't come back out of. So that made it quite difficult, which I kind of became to realise, OK, I'm in this situation now, what can I do? Can I try and make the best of the situation? Obviously, I wasn't expecting the media to pick up on this. I kind of thought, I remember thinking I could tell my family I was going backpacking, because I was like, I can never tell them that I've been arrested.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, within days, the press had jumped on that, and then that kind of made it quite difficult, because you're 19 and you're trying to deal with this whole new life, and now you're the centre of this attention. It was incredibly difficult.
It was huge, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did that surprise you, how big
Massively.
it was?
There was lots of people there from the UK and Ireland, and I never heard of this type of thing on the news before. So I was shocked. That's how my family, most people found out, was from the press.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect that to happen. It wasn't...
And before we speak to Jess, what's 2 years in the Peruvian prison? What is it like?
I mean, it's obviously extreme, but I feel like I was incredibly adaptable. Like, I just kind of got along with it. And I think for the first part, I felt so guilty and bad. I kind of just thought, OK, I deserve it. I'll just suck it up. I'll just get along with it. But I feel like it made me an amazing person. I came back when I was 23.
Was it as hostile and kind of as bad as you would imagine?
Yeah.
From what we see on documentaries and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I was in a mixed prison with men and women in the middle of the desert, hours away from normal society. You're living with hundreds of people. It's constantly noise. Like, when my family used to visit me, they were like, it's the chaos, the noise of, like, the screaming, the shouting, the banging, where I became so decentralised. I just thought this was normal. And my family would be coming in and being like, I can't do this anymore. So, yeah, it's extreme, but I mean...
Well, linking, to the show and the SAS selection process.
It's just
and a big
made light of it, but it sounds like she's been through it.
A big part of, the show is the mental side of it. I mean, you guys do the interrogations and you try and push the contestants. This must have been a very big preparation step, I guess. Not the best one probably to do, but it must have given her some kind of, she's resilient.
Yeah, I think there's a level of resilience there. I think we were not concerned, but we were wondering whether there'd be a trigger there as well, though, because obviously we're cutting around screaming and shouting, you're restricted in your ability to manoeuvre. You don't know what's going on from one minute to the next.
Well, whether it'd spark memories.
Yeah, something like that. And the food that we give them is probably just as bad as the stuff that they get in prison.
Much better. much better.
So, yeah, I mean,
It's interesting that, because, I guess there's a public perception, we all know it's not true, that there is a kind of blunt instrument element to what you do, and I suppose there is a side to that. But it's interesting. Do you get involved in the casting, or do they sort of, okay, here's our 10, 15, whoever, and then you go, right, we have to properly look after these people?
No, so we don't get involved in the casting at all. Normally we'll try and find out who's on it, but they keep it pretty much under wraps, and then we might get told the day before. We'll have a briefing on who they before we start shooting, yeah, and then we go through like psych flags and people that might have things that we need to keep on, people that are not good at swimming, all that sort of physical stuff, and then also some psychological things.
But then, pardon me, but then the interrogation then, I suppose, opens quite a lot of that up again, does it?
Yeah.
How'd you find that?
I didn't like it. It was long, it was super, super long, but I just kind of thought, OK, one more hour, and just wait until it I know it's going to end. It's not forever. And again, mentally, I know it's not real. Even though it feels very real, I know at some point it's going to end, but that was also quite...
You can see you get quite emotional there in these clips that we're showing. Did you find that difficult to sort of unlock memories and talk openly?
Yeah, massively. And I think you forget that this is a show quite quickly.
Yeah.
And you're thrown into this environment, and obviously when we're sitting down in the mirror room and we're talking about that stuff, it's quite difficult. But I feel like that helped to kind of ease into the process. It kind of helped me feel more comfortable, and I realised that the DSs, they're there to push me and help me to be the best person. They're not being horrible.
That's such a good way of looking at it.
You know, so...
Didn't Jace whisper something or just take you aside to start with and said, give you some advice at the very start of it, like anything you've been before? What was it? You've been through worse than this?
Yeah. We had this chat on our way to one of the missions. It's like, yeah, you've been to Peru, it's nothing. But it's a different type of mental challenge. Like, it's not normal. It's extremely hostile. It's extremely difficult. But in a way, it's a good way to kind of pull yourself back and force yourself. And before I did that, my anxiety was super bad. I said no to everything. In my personal career life, everything was no.
Have you been off of reality shows previously?
Yeah, everything was no. It's always a no.
And this was the one that you thought, I'm going to give this a go.
And then my family and friend were like, you're not going to make it. You're not even going to make it to the first day of filming.
Well, my friend Georgia Harrison, she did the last series and she won, actually. And I, before talked with the guys about doing the show, she came back, she said, Liv, you can't do that. No. She said, just do anything else, you are not cut out for that. She was. She's really tough.
She was amazing, though.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, good to know. Thank you for the honesty. At least my friend would be honest with me.
Yeah.
There has been backlash around you signing up for the show. Jason, what do you make of that? Do you think it's warranted? Do you think the people should give Michaella a...
I think there's always going to be backlash. I personally don't think it's warranted. I think, there's a reason people go to prison. There's a reason people, pay their penance, whatever you want to call it. And when it's done, it's done. And why not give people the opportunity to see if they are able to move forward, test themselves and things like that? That's me personally, but obviously other people have different opinions, and that's up to them.
What about you, Michaella? Do you get that? Have you got that a lot?
I mean, I'm so pulled back from all of that, so I don't expose myself to that. But I know it exists. I know people are always going to say that with whatever they do. But I've very much stayed out of the public eye. I've went to university, I've had a normal career, I've had my normal life. But if things pop up, like the likes of this type of show, I'm like, I'm going to do that because I think that's an amazing experience of life. So, I mean, it's going to happen, whatever I do. It's going to exist, so... And
you've got kids now. At what point do you tell them about your past?
I mean, they're quite young at the moment, so they're 7, so they don't know anything. But I feel like when they grow up and they're old enough, I would be more than happy talking about them things, because I'm like, as a teenager, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to party, you're going to drink, you're going to make friends with the wrong crowds. For me as a kid, that having that communication, I think it was different when we were kids. I feel like having that trust and communication with them, like, you can come and talk to me, tell me if you're going to be drinking at the weekend, tell me that you're going to be doing that. And I think being transparent will hopefully allow them to make better decisions.
And also the education for other young people that might watch you on this show to know how seemingly easy you could be manipulated into a dangerous situation like that if you surround yourself with the wrong people.
Exactly, because it does happen so often.
Yeah.
And even after I read a book and I did the show, and so many people came forward and was like, I've been in parties in Ibiza and all of these places, and I've almost got tricked into doing that, or I know people that have done that. And it's just because you don't hear it so often,
it's really scary.
And it is scary because you think you're going on holiday to have a good time and everybody's your friend, and it's not always like that. So,
well, listen, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks
so
for being so
much.
honest.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank you to both.
Thanks as well, Jason. Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Celebrity SAS Who Dares Win starts with a double bill this Sunday and Monday at 9 p.m.
Hi, everyone.
On
Just
Channel
wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.